Hello and welcome to tonight's story. Imagine yourself stepping into a serene world where worries drift away like clouds. My name is Luna, and I'll be your guide through this tranquil journey. This evening, we begin with Chapter 1, The Decision to Stay. I'd love to know where you're joining from tonight. Leave a comment and let me know. Maya stared at her computer screen, the warmth of her home office replaced by a sense of dread. The deadlines felt endless. The pressure weighed on her, heavy and unrelenting. Every email felt like a weight holding her down. She remembered the serene beach from her childhood, waves gently lapping at her feet. Her mind wandered to peaceful forest trails where sunlight dappled the path beneath her. She dreamed of escaping to those enchanting places, far away from her hectic life. Maya imagined the ocean's salty breeze brushing against her face, the sound of children laughing, and the smell of sunscreen mixed with tropical fruits. She envisioned herself in a cozy cabin, surrounded by towering pines and the tranquil sounds of nature. But reality crashed down as she glanced at her bank account. She sighed. A vacation was simply out of reach. Flights and accommodations were too expensive. The idea of traveling felt like a distant fantasy. She had to stay home. Determined to create an escape of her own, Maya felt a flicker of hope stir within her as she contemplated her options. What if she could pretend to be on vacation without leaving her apartment? She could cultivate a serene atmosphere right where she was. The thought started to excite her. First, she would transform her living room into a calming retreat. She grabbed her phone and searched for soothing playlists, dreaming of soft ocean sounds and gentle raindrops. She could play these while sipping a refreshing drink. Next, she moved to her kitchen. Maya mixed together some coconut milk, pineapple, and a squeeze of lime. This would be her little taste of the tropics. She poured it into a tall glass, feeling a spark of joy. As she sipped the drink, a quiet calm began to settle over her. Her mind started to wander gently. If she could travel anywhere, where might she go? The beaches of Bali, perhaps, with golden sands stretching for miles. Or maybe the forests of Norway, where she could hike under the midnight sun. Maya shook her head, returning to reality. There was no need to dream of those far-off places. She could find peace right here, in the comfort of her room. She could create a mini vacation instead. She turned her gaze to the window, watching the hustle and bustle outside. The echoes of the city mixed with the sounds of her dreams. Despite the traffic and noise, she knew she could find tranquility amidst the chaos. Suddenly, an idea struck her. Maya could observe the world around her as if she were on an adventure. She could take notes on people's lives, finding beauty and stories hidden in plain sight. With a notebook in hand, Maya settled by the window. She looked out, her heart beating with anticipation. The world outside was alive with movement. A woman hurried by, the colors of her umbrella shimmering in the evening light. A child rode a bicycle, his laughter ringing like a carefree melody in the air. Each moment felt like a glimpse into a narrative she could explore. She began to write down little scenes, each one a snapshot of life just beyond her reach. This was her escape, capturing the world as she gazed out from her window. Maya's pen danced on the paper. Each phrase became a story, a piece of the vibrant life outside. She smiled, realizing she could weave her own adventures without leaving home. As the sun began to set, painting the sky in hues of pink and orange, she felt a sense of calm wash over her. Watching the changing colors reminded her of the sunsets she had seen in new places. In that moment, she felt a stir of contentment. Perhaps this could be enough. Finding joy in the everyday rhythm of life was a treasure in itself. It was a decision to stay that opened new doors. Maya closed her eyes for a moment. imagining the gentle waves and whispering trees, blending her dreams with her reality. Tomorrow, she would continue her observations. She would notice the details, gathering inspiration from her little corner of the world. By choosing to see her surroundings in a new light, Maya felt a profound sense of peace, as if the weight she had been carrying had finally been lifted. Maya realized this new plan would help her recharge. She was determined to savor her home life, turning routine into adventure. Each day would offer new stories, and every encounter could inspire her. She opened her eyes and surprised herself with a smile. This was her decision to stay, and she welcomed it with a heart full of hope. Maya took a final sip from her glass and mulled over her thoughts. Life was full of possibilities, even in familiar settings. She could turn the mundane into magic, which felt like a gift she intended to embrace. Setting her glass aside, she felt a wave of relaxation wash over her. Tomorrow would mark the beginning of her new adventure. She would savor small moments and seek beauty in unexpected places, no matter how ordinary they seemed. This decision felt profound. Maya had everything she needed within reach. She just needed to shift her perspective. This realization felt like a soft promise, a step toward a calmer, more embracing life. As twilight deepened outside, she turned back to her notebook. The blank pages awaited her stories, ready to capture the beauty of her daily observations. With this decision, she felt a lightness in her spirit, ready to embark on her new journey. Tonight, she would rest, knowing tomorrow would hold plenty of inspiration. This would be Maya's small vacation at home. She felt a serene excitement bubbling inside her, eagerly looking forward to the stories yet to unfold. With her heart at ease, she shifted in her seat. The world outside continued to swirl with life, offering whispers of adventure even through her window. She took a deep breath and smiled, ready to welcome the night. In the gentle moments that followed, she allowed herself to relax completely. The pressures of the day slipped away, leaving room for her dreams. Surrounded by the familiar, she embraced her decision to stay, ready to discover the beauty all around her. Maya took a deep breath and looked around her living room. She needed to transform her space into a sanctuary. The cluttered coffee table caught her eye first. With determination, she cleared it off, removing old magazines and empty cups. Each item found its place, allowing her to breathe easier. Next, she rearranged the couch cushions, fluffing them for comfort. She moved the couch slightly toward the window, creating an inviting nook. Perfect. Maya stepped back, surveying her work. She could already feel a shift in the room's energy, as if it were welcoming her. She approached the curtains, drawing them closed just enough to create a soft ambiance. Dimming the lights felt important. With a gentle touch, she adjusted the lamp, bathing the space in warm hues. Maya smiled at the immediate change. It felt cozy and intimate. She closed her eyes, imagining herself stepping into a vacation retreat. Maya picked up her phone, hesitating as she saw the notifications flashing. They tugged at her attention, but she shook her head. Today was about disconnecting. She pressed the buttons, turning off her phone. A small sigh of relief escaped her lips as the constant buzz fell silent. Social media could wait. This time was for her, free from distractions. There was a stillness in the room now, a tranquil space awaiting her retreat. Maya felt a weight lift, her thoughts becoming clearer. She looked around, feeling a sense of peace wash over her. Feeling inspired, Maya thought of snacks. Healthy ones would enhance her experience. She headed to the kitchen, her mind filled with possibilities. Opening the pantry door, she scanned the shelves. Nuts, dried fruits, and dark chocolate awaited, offering a plethora of options. Maya reached for the bowl and began to gather her favorite ingredients. She poured an assortment of nuts into the bowl. Almonds, walnuts, and hazelnuts danced together. Then she added some dried apricots and cranberries for sweetness. A touch of dark chocolate followed, melting into the mix. Carefully, she mixed everything, enjoying the colorful blend of textures and flavors. It reminded her of a vibrant tropical getaway. With each handful, she imagined the lush scenery around her. Finally, she grabbed a small jar and filled it with the healthy snack mixture, preparing it for her cozy nook. With her snack ready, Maya returned to the living room. The atmosphere now felt perfect, a true retreat. She settled into her newly formed corner by the window. The cushions embraced her as she nestled in, a soft blanket draping over her lap. Propping her feet up, Maya watched the world outside. The sun began to set, painting the sky with hues of orange and soft pink. She felt serene, as if she were miles away from her daily chaos. The soft melodies of classical music began to fill the air, caressing her senses. Closing her eyes, Maya took a moment to breathe deeply. She allowed the music to guide her thoughts away from stress. Instead, she focused on the flickering lights and soft sounds outside. The rhythm of life passed by like a gentle wave. In this tranquil space, Maya could finally feel herself unwind. She reached for the jar of snacks, taking a moment to savor the first handful. The crunch echoed softly, grounding her in the present. Enjoying the various flavors, she felt gratitude flood her heart. Maya smiled, fully embracing her mini retreat. Each moment spent in this cozy nook allowed her worries to melt away. She glanced out the window once more, appreciating the beauty of the world outside. Life continued, but she felt like she had stepped into another realm. With her senses alive, she turned her attention fully to the outside scene. The trees swayed gently, whispering secrets only she could hear. She watched as the leaves danced in the breeze, creating a soothing rhythm. Each movement felt like an invitation to relax deeper. Soft sounds of laughter floated up from a nearby park. Families enjoyed their evening, children's giggles rising like music in the air. Maya felt a warmth inside, knowing that life goes on beautifully, even in chaos. She took another sip from her herbal tea, grounding herself in the present moment. The flavors amused her taste buds, warming her inside. Maya took a deep breath, letting the fragrant aroma linger. This was bliss, a small yet significant escape. As the last rays of sunlight slipped away, a cozy twilight enveloped her home. Maya wrapped herself in the blanket, cocooning in safety. The world felt far away now. Her cozy nook was her haven. All of her worries faded, leaving only tranquility. Using her fingertips, she traced the edge of her jar, appreciating her little creation. Snacks were not just sustenance, they were part of the experience. Each nibble of nuts reminded her of simple joys, of moments to cherish. Maya shifted her gaze back outside, watching as street lamps flickered on. Shadows grew longer, imbuing the neighborhood with a serene calm. It felt like the end of a beautiful day, a moment to reflect. Maya enjoyed the contrast of day and night, each moment a chance to reset. She positioned herself comfortably, sinking deeper into her cozy nook. Time stood still, allowing her to let go completely. With a heart full of peace, Maya embraced this retreat fully. She listened closely as nature began to prepare for night. Suddenly, a soft sound caught her attention. A bird sang from a nearby branch, a sweet serenade. It was a reminder that beauty exists in every moment. Maya smiled, grateful for every note, as if the bird were singing just for her. In this cocoon of tranquility, Maya let out a long, slow exhale. Her thoughts flowed quietly, settling like leaves on the ground. She began to plan tomorrow, letting her mind wander. Perhaps a long walk, a new recipe, or even more time with her plants. Every thought brought with it warmth, a sense of purpose. Maya felt herself relaxing further, cradled by the waves of calm surrounding her. The soothing music enveloped her, keeping her company as night deepened. There was no need to rush. She was where she needed to be. With her eyes closed once again, she relished the feeling of contentment. It was a foreign luxury, one she'd almost forgotten. This was her time, a cherished moment carved out just for her. Maya gently sighed, releasing the stresses of the day. The world outside began to quiet down, giving way to the stillness of the evening. Shadows danced in the room, flickering as her lamp cast gentle light. It felt magical, ethereal. Maya was in tune with the harmony unfolding around her. A soft breeze brushed through the window, kissing her cheek. No more deadlines loomed, only peace filled the space. This was a time for restoration, for soul-soothing reflection. Here, she could rediscover herself, unhurried and unbothered. As she nibbled on another handful of her tasty mix, each bite brought comfort. She savored the blend of flavors, arching an eyebrow at the rich taste. Maya relished the moments unfolding, each note of flavor a gentle reminder of self-care. Her heart swelled with gratitude. Here, in her created retreat, she was safe and nurtured. The days of rushing faded away, leaving room for rest. She could embrace stillness, letting her mind float freely, free of burdens. Maya's heart danced softly as she thought of future retreats. Planning more moments like these invigorated her spirit. She felt hopeful, lifted by the thought of ongoing joy. As her cozy nook filled with warmth, her heart felt light. The last crumbs of her snack lingered at the bottom of the jar. Happiness enveloped her as she leaned back, eyes softly closed. The world outside melted into the background. Just peace remained, uncomplicated and pure, wrapping her in tranquility. Maya let the music wash over her, carrying her into a gentle reverie. She imagined herself lying on a beach, waves crashing softly, each sound blended with her breathing, harmonizing with her heart. For this moment, everything felt as it should. As sleep began to beckon, Maya felt herself surrendered to quiet bliss. Everything she needed was here: comfort, serenity, and love. She whispered a small thank you to the universe, embracing this moment of calm. This retreat would be hers to keep. Maya settled into her chair by the window. The world outside began to unfurl in vibrant colors. Bright greens danced among the trees, while flowers splashed pinks and yellows across the yards. She leaned closer, captivated by the swirls of life around her. Children played joyfully in the park across the street. Their laughter floated through her open window, filling her heart with warmth. Each giggle seemed to blend with the melody of chirping birds flitting from branch to branch. A soft breeze stirred the curtains, inviting her to pause and listen. Maya closed her eyes for a moment, focusing intently on the sounds. She noticed a gentle rustling of leaves above her. The comforting whispers of nature seemed to echo stories, each one urging her to take notice. It felt like a calming symphony wrapped around her, inviting her to breathe deeply. She opened her eyes and looked up at the sky. The clouds swirled in shades of gray and white, shifting effortlessly like a painter brushing the heavens. A brief sunbeam broke through, spilling golden light over everything. Maya marveled at how quickly the weather could change, reflecting her own mood. As she observed, she spotted Mr. Thompson, her elderly neighbor, tending to his garden. He stood hunched over, his hands digging into the soil. With every movement, he nurtured the plants that had begun to bloom. Maya admired his patience and care. He turned and waved at her, a warm smile spreading across his face. Maya waved back, feeling a connection. She remembered when Mr. Thompson had brought her fresh vegetables last summer. She felt the weight of her own solitude lift slightly. This simple gesture of neighborly kindness felt grounding. She took a mental note to check in on him later. Not far from Mr. Thompson's yard, Maya spotted the Johnson kids racing their bikes down the sidewalk. Their laughter spilled over like water from a fountain. She felt a smile creeping onto her face, recalling the excitement of her own childhood adventures. They whizzed by, their excitement infectious. A sudden gust of wind scattered a few leaves across her porch. She watched as the leaves danced, twirling and swirling across the ground. The breeze felt alive, as if it had a purpose. It came and went, leaving an impression as fleeting as the laughter that filled the air. Maya returned her gaze to the street. A couple walked hand in hand, their fingers interlocked like a promise. They stopped to chat with a neighbor, their voices gentle and kind. The warmth of their interaction wrapped around her, embracing her like a soft blanket. She could almost hear their stories blending into the background, a soft lullaby for her mind. The cheerful barks of a dog broke through her thoughts. Miss Little wandered by with her golden retriever. The dog bounded ahead, eager to greet the children playing in the park. Miss Little laughed, her joy spilling into the atmosphere around her. Maya wished she could join them. Locked in this sweet simplicity, Maya leaned closer to the window. She was entranced by the movements of life outside. The wind had picked up, but the air was still calm. She could hear faint echoes of distant conversations, snippets of lives intertwining. The world felt so alive, so full of connection, a tapestry woven from shared moments. The weather grew more dynamic. The clouds shifted again, casting shadows that danced across the ground. The sunlight flickered, creating a playful glow around the trees. The day held a breath of something magical, pulling her into its rhythm. Maya observed a group of teenagers gathered at the corner. They were animated, their laughter ringing out like bells. The way they joked and teased one another reminded her of her own youthful days. She could almost feel the carefree spirit surrounding them, filling her heart with nostalgia. Nearby, an older woman sat on her porch, knitting quietly. Maya admired her focus as she glanced occasionally at the bustling world. Moments passed where their eyes would meet, exchanging understanding. The woman dared to call out a cheerful greeting. Maya responded back with enthusiasm, feeling more connected than ever. People strolled past, a blend of families, friends, and solitary souls. Each interaction painted color into the scene. A nod here, a smile there. Maya watched them weave in and out of view, feeling the gentle hum of community drumming in the background. She felt her own pulse sync with theirs. The sun dipped momentarily behind a cloud, and the air cooled. Maya sensed a change, a quiet reassurance from the world outside. She stood and stretched, opening her window wider. Fresh air enveloped her, filled with the scent of blooming flowers and rich earth. It stirred something deep within her. The neighborhood felt rich with life, details she had often missed before. The sound of laughter, footsteps, and snippets of conversations filled her ears like a symphony. As Maya inhaled deeply, she felt rooted to this space, witnessing the beauty flowing just outside her window. She took a moment to enjoy the lively tableau. Children began gathering their toys, parents slowly calling them home as the sun dipped lower. A glowing warmth bathed everything in gold. Maya felt a sensation of peace settle over her, calming her restless thoughts. With each passing moment, she noticed how the sounds combined into a soft melody. The rhythm spoke of love, kindness, and connection. Maya found herself utterly captivated, her heart swelling with gratitude for these simple, shared experiences. Just then, a sudden downpour cascaded from the clouds, sending people scrambling for cover. Laughter and shouts broke out as children splashed in the puddles. The joyful chaos was infectious, and Maya couldn't help but giggle. The world was full of surprises, even in the rain. Overhead, the thunder rolled gently, creating a soothing background echo to the vibrant scene. Maya noticed how the neighborhood transformed instantaneously with the rain. It shimmered under the downpour, colors amplified and clear. Nature was replenishing itself, just as she sought to replenish her spirit. As everyone sought shelter, Maya felt moved by the spontaneity of life. She wanted to step outside, to join the community enveloped in joy. But for now, she remained by the window, savoring the moment from afar. She watched families pull together, sharing laughter and stolen glances. The sight reminded her that connection, however fleeting, was a thread that weaved them all together. Moments that might go unnoticed had a way of illuminating the importance of being present. She smiled gently, her heart swelling with appreciation. As she reflected on the warmth from the window's vantage point, Maya noted how the rain merged with the rhythm of life around her. The melodies played softly, tinkling like distant bells, creating a soothing atmosphere. This unfiltered display of life captivated her spirit. Each droplet danced down from the eaves, creating small pools on the ground. Maya imagined the stories captured in those water droplets. Each one held waiting laughter, memories, and connections, the tapestry of her neighborhood alive with spirit. The rain had called people together, bringing a deeper sense of community. A soft knock on the door broke her reverie. It was Mr. Thompson, seeking shelter from the rain. His smile beamed through the droplets, and just like that, her heart swelled with joy. The warmth of shared moments and purpose filled her living room, the space she had transformed. "Mind if I come in, Maya?" he asked. "The rain caught me by surprise." "Of course, Mr. Thompson. Come in," she beckoned. Laughing together, they made their way inside, leaving the rain behind them like a soft curtain. Maya felt grateful for the connections blossoming around her. The laughter, the rain, the kindness had all come together, weaving a calming symphony. In the chaos, there was beauty, and she was a part of it. She would carry these moments with her, softly cradling them in her heart. Maya took a moment, sitting near her window, letting the world fade. She thought about her daily routines, the busyness, the chaos that swallowed her. Each day felt like a repeat of the last. Wake up, rush to work, return home, repeat. She felt as if life had become a checklist rather than a living experience. She picked up her journal, a companion she often neglected. It sat beside her, its pages waiting patiently for her thoughts. She opened it to the first blank space, a small, inviting canvas. Slowly, she wrote, "Today I felt overwhelmed by the routine of my life." The words flowed easily, a release of pent-up emotions. Maya continued writing, reflecting on the relationships that surrounded her. Her friendship with Jen was a lifeline, yet her conversations had less depth lately. They spoke mostly of dramas or the latest Netflix show. Did she even remember the last time they had a heartfelt conversation? She wrote, "I miss those deep talks." Next, she considered her family. The daily phone calls with her mom felt obligatory. They rarely talked about anything meaningful. "How did we drift so far?" Maya scribbled in her journal. She felt a pang of sadness, but also a desire to reconnect. She resolved to plan a family dinner soon. Her thoughts drifted to her colleagues. They shared laughter, light moments at work, yet they rarely shared genuine support. Everyone seemed too consumed with their tasks to stop and ask, "How are you really doing?" She jotted, "I want to foster more authentic connections." Maya paused again, taking a deep breath. How much of her daily life did she actually appreciate? She thought of simple joys, the smell of fresh coffee in the morning, the feel of warm sunlight on her skin, and laughter shared over dinner. Yet she had taken them for granted. The realization settled within her. Gratitude shifted her perspective. "I want to embrace the small moments," she wrote. her pen moving fluently across the page. I want to observe, to listen more, to engage. Maya set her pen down, pondering what joy truly meant for her. She considered what brought her delight and what felt off balance. Painting had once filled her with joy, but it faded into the background. Why hadn't she taken the time for it? Writing her reflections stirred a gentle longing. Maybe it was time to reclaim that lost passion. The thought felt liberating. She could envision herself, paintbrush poised, creating beautiful scenes once more. This thought warmed her heart. She wrote a note to herself: make art again, rediscover joy. Her gaze drifted back outside through the window. Life moved steadily, indifferent to her contemplations. People walked past, soaking in their moments. Maya smiled at the sight of parents teaching their children how to ride bikes. How beautiful, she thought. The innocent joy of learning something new bubbled up within her. Her mind wandered back to her ambitions. Maya had always yearned to write a novel, a dream tucked away in her heart. Over the years, life had pushed that dream to the side. She wrote, "Why have I placed my dreams on hold?" The realization struck her hard. Between her career demands and life responsibilities, she had lost sight of her passions. As she vented her thoughts onto the page, she felt lighter. Discovering what she valued now formed a new foundation. She could build upon it, brick by brick. Maya took a deep breath, preparing to consider change. What do I want to alter? She questioned herself silently. She wanted healthier boundaries in her professional life. The constant pressure drained her, yet she felt empowered to set limits. She wrote, "Balance matters. I cannot pour from an empty cup." It became clear. She held power over her choices, her joy. With each revelation, a sense of peace enveloped her. The noise from the outside world faded away, leaving her cozily cocooned in her thoughts. As she penned her final reflections, she wrote, "Thankful for today, thankful for love, ready to embrace the next chapter of life." The phrase felt like a gentle promise. Maya closed her journal, the weight of her thoughts transformed into optimism. She gazed out the window once more, the world illuminated by a warm glow as the sun began to set. It felt like an invitation, a tranquil transition toward evening, mirroring her own revelations. Taking one last moment, she reflected on her day and the life within it. She didn't feel anxious anymore. In this calm, she understood she could define her own path. This newfound awareness settled over her like a comforting blanket. Maya rose from her chair, feeling invigorated by her reflections. She stepped away from the window, but her newfound clarity followed her. Instead of retreating into the background of life, she planned to shine brightly. With purpose in her steps, Maya walked to the kitchen, where her favorite mug waited. She prepared tea, the process soothing her still reflective mind. The fragrance of the brewing herbs filled the space, another small treasure she often overlooked. Once her tea steeped, she sat down at the small table. Holding the warm mug in her hands, she closed her eyes for a moment. The heat radiated soothingly against her skin, a reminder to seek comfort in daily rituals. As she took a sip, she savored the flavors dancing on her palate. Each moment offered a glimpse of joy. Maya vowed to pay more attention to these experiences in the days to come. A smile crept onto her face, grateful for this awareness. Maya lingered in this warmth, feeling renewed. She let the day's events wash over her, the reflections grounding her reality. One sip at a time, she began to embrace peace instead of stress. The late afternoon sun cast golden hues across her kitchen, a gentle reminder of the beauty around her. Life, she realized, was not meant to be merely endured. It was meant to be celebrated. With newfound appreciation, she embraced the ordinary as extraordinary. Maya finished her tea, setting the empty mug down. She stood up, feeling lighter, more centered in her heart. A desire grew within her to reach out to Jen, to plan that deep conversation she missed. After all, she wished to share this awakening with her friend. Perhaps it was time to rekindle deeper connections. Before she made the call, she knew she needed to write a few more things in her journal, thoughts spilling forth once again. "This is the beginning of change," Maya wrote. "A journey to deeper connections, joyful moments, and embracing my passions." It felt so important to capture this. Tomorrow held promise, a fresh start waiting just for her. Lighting the candles on her table, she observed the soft flickers of flames, each one a promise of new beginnings. The soft glow filled the room, creating an atmosphere of serenity. She took a deep breath, a sensation of reassurance comforting her spirit. There was no rush. Each step she took from here on held potential. Maya decided she would focus on what mattered most: love, joy, creativity, and authenticity. These were her anchors moving forward. With a heart full of hopes and a notebook full of reflections, she took her phone and called Jen. The anticipation ran through her veins, transforming last bits of self-doubt into excitement. The phone rang. "Hey, it's been a while," Jen answered, her voice bright and warm. Maya smiled, a feeling of lightness spilling into the conversation. "I've been thinking, can we meet soon? I want to talk," Maya began, feeling her heart flutter with the invitation. The connection was nourishing, uplifting, reinforcing her commitment to her relationships. Maya hung up the phone, feeling renewed. The conversation flowed with promise, anticipation. She embraced every moment, every connection. In her peace, she recognized the beauty of her life, ready to embrace the unfolding journey ahead. The sun began to dip beyond the horizon, heralding the night. Maya's heart hummed with gratitude, ready to reflect on life while embracing the calm. Sleep would soon follow, a gentle end to a day of awakening. I settled deeper into my chair, my thoughts drifting. The world outside sparkled in a kaleidoscope of colors. My gaze wandered from the children playing to the trees swaying gently in the breeze. Just then, something unusual caught my eye. A small figure appeared at the edge of my yard, a puppy, a lost puppy, wandering alone. Its fur looked disheveled, dark patches against a sandy coat. My heart tugged. It paused, sniffing the air, glancing around with wide, trusting eyes. I felt an overwhelming urge to help it. I rose from my chair, leaving the sanctuary I had created. The hardwood floor felt cool beneath my bare feet as I approached the door. I paused for just a moment, taking a deep breath. Could I really coax this puppy in? What if it ran away? Determined, I opened the door slowly, just wide enough for the puppy to see me. I crouched down to its level, speaking softly. "Hey there, little one. It's okay." My words hung in the warm afternoon air, mingling with the laughter of children. The puppy hesitated, then took a tentative step forward. "Come here, sweet puppy." I moved slowly, not wanting to scare it away. It sniffed the ground as it approached. I spotted my gardening tools on the porch, an empty bowl lying nearby. I quickly filled it with fresh water. "Hold on, I'll get you something to eat." I darted back inside, rummaging through my pantry until I found an old bag of dog food. The crinkling bag sounded loud in the otherwise quiet house, but I didn't care. I poured some kibble into another bowl, the brown pellets catching the light. Returning to the porch, I placed the water and food down, then stepped back. The puppy hesitated again, its nose twitching. Then it seemed to catch a whiff of the food. Tail wagging, it quickly moved to the bowls. I felt a rush of joy as it started eating, licking with gusto. "Good girl," I whispered, enamored by her trust. The puppy's presence filled the space around me. This moment felt significant, a serendipitous connection blossoming. I felt the weight of my day lift slightly. I sat down on the edge of the porch, watching her eat. She raised her head occasionally, glancing at me as if checking in. I offered a gentle smile. "You must be so hungry." After finishing a few bites, the puppy moved closer to me. She nudged her head against my leg, seeking comfort. I felt an instant bond form. My heart swelled as she settled beside me. "Maya," I whispered, a reminder of my own name when saying it aloud felt grounded. I let my hand drop to stroke her back. She leaned into my touch, her small frame trembling slightly. I could hear the sound of her rhythmic breathing, comforting and steady. For the first time that day, I felt grounded, peaceful. The worries of my busy life faded into the background. There was something so calming about this unexpected visitor. She was a reminder to stay present, to appreciate these little moments. Time blurred as I sat there, lost in the connection forming. The puppy settled beside me, her eyes growing heavy. I stayed close, my heart warm with joy. Just a little being, seemingly lost, had found her way to me. "What should I name you, little one?" I pondered aloud, watching as she yawned, stretched, and then curled up next to me. In this moment, I was content. As the golden sunlight began to soften, an idea struck me. I jumped up, feeling energized. "Let's find you a cozy blanket." I hurried inside, scanning my living room. I rifled through my linens and grabbed a soft, old blanket. It had seen better days, but was filled with my own warm memories. Returning, I gently laid the blanket next to the puppy, who opened one eye and nuzzled into it. "There we go, a little home for you." I smiled, watching her settle comfortably. In that peaceful moment, I considered the unexpected goodness that life could offer. I realized that sometimes beautiful interactions arrive at our doorstep, just like this puppy had. I felt grateful. Outside, the world quieted. The laughter of children faded, replaced by the soft rustle of leaves. I took a deep breath, inhaling the fresh evening air. I felt content. The puppy sighed softly. It was an invitation to be present. I glanced down at her, filled with tenderness. "Welcome to my life," I whispered, feeling lighter and happier. I leaned back against the porch railing, letting the calm wash over me. Moments like these held the power to transform our busy lives. I reminded myself to embrace the unexpected and allow joy to bloom in the ordinary. With the puppy beside me, I knew I would remember this evening. I would carry it forward, a quiet reminder to stay present, to welcome the unexpected. I closed my eyes for a moment, letting the gentle settling of the night weave its magic around us. The stars began to peek out as darkness fell. I pictured the little puppy growing stronger, becoming my newfound companion. I would cherish this bond, a beacon of light in my journey. "I think I'll call you Hope," I said softly. The name felt fitting. Hope was what I needed. Hope reminds us that even small, lost things can find their way home. As the stars twinkled above, I held on to that thought, my heart full of joy. I would cherish these moments, little by little, as I moved forward. Despite the chaos around me, the universe always provided gentle reminders. I felt grateful for the connection I had found, the peace that wrapped around me like a warm hug. I settled more deeply into the blanket draped around the puppy. Feeling sleepy, I felt her warm body against me, anchoring me to this moment. These little notes of joy sparkled like the stars above, small but significant. So nestled against the porch in the quiet of the night, I closed my eyes. I listened to the soothing sounds of my surroundings. My heart beat steadily with warmth. I knew I had found something special. Hope and serenity, all wrapped up in a little lost puppy. Maya and her unexpected visitor looked up to a night full of promise, one day at a time. With a gentle sigh, I whispered a soft goodnight to the universe, excited for the journey ahead. Maya knelt in her garden, her heart racing with excitement. The puppy wagged its tail, eyes bright with enthusiasm. She tossed a small ball across the grass. The puppy dashed after it, its tiny paws kicking up specks of dirt. Laughter bubbled from Maya's lips. For the first time in ages, her worries floated away. As the puppy returned, ball in its mouth, Maya felt warmth spread through her chest. She gently ruffled its fur. "You're quite the player, aren't you?" she said. The puppy responded with a joyful bark, its eyes sparkling with affection. Maya let go of her past anxieties, embracing this moment of companionship. They spent the afternoon playing a variety of games. Maya would toss sticks, and the puppy would bound after them with boundless energy. Each return was met with a happy bark. With each throw, Maya found herself smiling wider. The cheerful energy of the creature was infectious. Maya knelt, watching the puppy chase butterflies dancing above the flowers. It leapt after them, barking in delight. "You're a little hunter, aren't you?" Maya chuckled. It felt good to laugh, to connect. The warmth between them grew with every shared moment, every playful nip and friendly yip. Maya took a deep breath, grounding herself in the experience. "Let's investigate the garden," she suggested, standing up. The puppy tilted its head, curious. They wandered together among the fragrant blooms. Maya pointed to colorful flowers and exclaimed, "Look at this one, isn't it beautiful?" The puppy sniffed flowers, its little tail wagging furiously. They moved from one flower to the next, exploring colors and scents. Maya's heart swelled with joy. Each discovery felt new, uncoiling the stress built up from her hectic life. They reached the small vegetable patch. The puppy sniffed at the soil, and Maya knelt beside it. "These will be tomatoes someday," she explained. The puppy thumped its tail, as if understanding. "We'll have to share," she added with a grin. This moment felt light and carefree. After a while, the sun dipped lower in the sky. Shadows lengthened across the garden. Maya leaned back against a soft patch of grass, the puppy beside her. It curled up, resting its head on her lap. She gently scratched behind its ears. The warmth of their connection enveloped her, making the chaos of the day fade away. "Thank you for being here," Maya whispered to the puppy. It sighed contentedly, eyes fluttering shut. The garden was still, filled only with soft rustles of leaves. Her heart felt at home, embraced in this budding companionship. Maya's thoughts wandered peacefully, satisfied with the joy of simple moments. Suddenly, the puppy bolted upright, ears perked, watching a butterfly flit nearby. Maya giggled as it pranced after the flitting creature, hopping with grace. She got up and followed, her worries evaporating into the air like morning mist. The chase was playful and exhilarating. Maya's laughter blended with the puppy's joyful barks. They danced through the fading light, exploring every corner of the garden, unbound by the world beyond. They shared the thrill of the chase, lost in the moment. Maya stumbled over a small rock, laughing as she caught herself. The puppy pranced back to ensure she was okay. "Just a little trip," she assured it, her eyes sparkling with mirth. The bond deepened, held together by love and laughter. As the sky changed colors, Maya felt a deep connection building. "What shall we name you, my friend?" she wondered aloud. The puppy sat, panting happily as if inviting her to decide. At that moment, she felt an unbreakable partnership forming. "Maybe Sprout," she suggested, and the puppy barked in response, as if in agreement. A sense of belonging enveloped them. They fulfilled each other's need for companionship. Everything else faded away. Nothing else mattered. In those moments, Maya learned to cherish the connection. The puppy was more than a pet. It was a friend. As the sun set, soft hues painted the sky. Maya and Sprout settled quietly in the garden's embrace, holding on to the joy and tranquility they found in one another. "Let's come out to play again tomorrow," Maya whispered. The puppy snuggled closer, responding with a contented sigh. Maya closed her eyes, breathing in the scent of earth and flowers. She felt grateful for the bond they were creating. In this calming space, both companionship and joy filled the air. No longer did Maya feel alone in the world. With Sprout by her side, she was grounded in the present moment. The worries of life drifted further away, replaced by laughter and love. As they lay there, the stars emerged one by one. Maya opened her eyes, gazing up in wonder. Each star twinkled down at her, as if sharing in her newfound happiness. She smiled, stroking Sprout's fur lightly. Together they watched the stars shine. This quiet time in the garden allowed her mind to settle. Her earlier confusion transformed into serene clarity. She embraced the simplicity of their bond. It was healing and warm. Time became fluid, no longer a rush but a gentle stream flowing around them. As night deepened, the garden transformed. Shadows danced softly, and familiar sounds cradled them. The gentle rustle of leaves became a lullaby. The world outside quieted into stillness. Maya felt safe and content, wrapped in the magic of the night. "Let's dream beautiful dreams," she whispered to Sprout. The puppy's eyes drooped, and soon peaceful snores filled the air. Maya felt a deep sense of belonging. With her hand resting on Sprout's warm back, she closed her eyes, feeling calm. In this peaceful garden, Maya found more than a puppy. She found herself. Each breath filled her with joy and reassured her weary heart. Together, they would explore the worlds of dreams. The bond between them held the promise of tomorrow. Maya slept soundly, knowing that waking to a new day would bring more adventures. She looked forward to exploring life with Sprout, creating memories intertwined with love and laughter. The garden softly cradled them, a safe haven of happiness and companionship. I walked into the kitchen, the quiet of the house enveloping me. The sunset outside began to cast warm hues through the window. I opened the fridge and scanned its contents. A simple meal would do. I reached for a couple of vegetables and grabbed some pasta. I filled a pot with water, placing it on the stove. The gentle hum of the burner filled the air. I chopped vegetables, their crisp edges giving way under my knife. My mind wandered to the playful puppy who waited for me, tail wagging. As the water boiled, I dropped the pasta in. The steam rose, carrying warmth with it. I sliced pieces of carrot and cucumber, setting them aside. I could already envision sharing dinner with my new friend. Once the pasta was cooked, I drained it. I tossed the noodles with the vegetables, adding a drizzle of olive oil. The colors of my meal sparkled against the white bowl I served them in. I scooped some pasta onto a smaller plate, setting it aside for the puppy. I scooped a tiny bit for him, making sure it was cool enough. I looked at him, his big eyes shining, watching me expectantly. "Dinner time," I said, my voice light. I took the plate to the couch, the other still in my hands. The puppy trotted right behind, his little paws pattering softly on the floor. I set our plates down. I placed the puppy's meal before him. He sniffed it and dove in, devouring the pieces happily. I settled down on the couch with my own plate, enjoying that special moment. Watching him eat was fulfilling. I took a bite, savoring the meal and the joy of sharing. The warmth of companionship filled the space around us. Once we finished, I laid down the plates. The puppy curled into my side. I pulled a soft blanket over us, wrapping us in its warmth. The way he nestled close made my heart swell with gratitude. Soft sounds of the evening drifted in, the low hum of a car passing outside. Occasionally, a distant dog barked. I looked out the window, and the world outside transformed. It was as if someone had painted the sky in strokes of orange and pink. I gazed at the vibrant sunset. I couldn't remember the last time I admired such beauty. Everything glowed, reflected in the calm waters of the nearby lake. The air smelled fresh, hinting at the crispness of approaching night. The puppy shifted against me, causing me to smile. I brushed my fingers through his soft fur, feeling peaceful. The world outside seemed to pause in this moment. I breathed in deeply, letting the calming energy wash over me. I thought about my hectic days, how they always felt filled to the brim. But now, this moment felt different. Here, tucked away with my little friend, I felt a connection to the evening. I closed my eyes briefly, letting the world fade. I heard the faint rustle of leaves and the whispers of the wind. It was as if nature lulled me into a gentle embrace. I opened my eyes again, captivated by the spectacle outside. The sun continued its descent, casting long shadows across the ground. It felt like a promise that tomorrow would bring more joy. I nestled deeper into the cushions, cradling the puppy against me. His warmth seeped into me, and I felt completely at ease. In this moment, I knew all would be well. The evening sky grew darker, but the colors remained brilliant. It was a watercolor painting that evolved right before my eyes. I soaked it all in, relishing the beauty of the transition. As I watched, I realized how grateful I was for today. The puppy had brought a spark of joy, something I had long missed. His friendship felt magical, filling the empty spaces of my heart. I stroked his fur softly, whispering to him, "You've made this day special." He looked up at me, his eyes shining with love. I smiled, feeling warmth spread through me. The darkness settled in, stars beginning to twinkle above. The evening sounds wrapped around us like a comforting blanket. I sighed contentedly, the soft presence of the puppy at my side anchoring me. "Let's enjoy this calm," I said softly. There was something soothing about simply being here now. I could feel the worries of the day slip away. We sat in quiet together, the world outside draped in peaceful stillness. Nature exhaled, and I felt my breath slow to match its rhythm. The rustling trees lulled me. They sang a gentle lullaby. Time slipped away as we embraced the calm. I glanced at the clock, noting it was a perfect hour. I turned my attention back to the sunset. Its colors softened, melding into deep blues and soft grays. "That's beautiful, isn't it?" I whispered to the puppy. His ears perked up at my voice, responding with a gentle wag of his tail. The sun finally slipped beyond the horizon, leaving behind a glow. The darkness embraced the land fully, bringing quietude to the evening. I took a moment to reflect on the transition. The soft flicker of twilight filled the room with a warm glow. I petted the puppy gently, feeling his soft breaths against me. We shared this tranquil moment, two souls connected in silence. With the world outside growing still, I felt a sense of belonging. It was calm here, away from the noise of life, just me, the puppy, and the whispers of the night. I leaned my head back against the couch, staring at the ceiling. The stars sparkled in my mind's eye, peaceful reminders that dreams awaited. I closed my eyes, the sounds of the night soothing me further. As I drifted, I sensed the puppy shifting beside me. His warmth was a grounding force, a reminder of the comfort in companionship. I let myself relax completely, feeling safe. Moments ticked by, and I surrendered to the calm of the evening. Outside, the symphony of the night played on. Each note welcomed me into a tranquil embrace. I drifted further into relaxation, half awake, half dreaming. The world outside faded, replaced by the serenity of the moment. I breathed deeply, letting go of the day. Suddenly, I heard a soft rustle. The puppy stirred, lifting his head. I opened my eyes, curiosity piqued. He looked towards the window, alert but calm. "What is it, buddy?" I whispered. He remained still, head tilted. I followed his gaze to the darkening sky, the stars beginning to peek out. A sense of wonder filled me. The little puppy's attentiveness reminded me to appreciate these moments. I brought my hand to his head, giving him gentle scratches. His tail thumped lightly against the cushions. happiness spilling over. We shared a quiet understanding, the bond deepening as we gazed out together. "Let's watch the stars," I said softly. I felt peaceful, ready to embrace the night. As the inevitable stillness wrapped around us, I knew I could drift off soon. I gazed outside again, enchanted by the celestial display. The stars twinkled like tiny diamonds scattered across velvet. I breathed in the calm light, feeling grateful for its presence. With each quiet breath, I felt my heart slow. Both the puppy and I were becoming one with the night. In this moment, sleep felt like a welcoming companion, ready to guide us into dreams. The worries of the world outside faded further, leaving serenity in their wake. My eyelids grew heavy. I could rest now, embracing the calm that surrounded us. As the soft sounds of night whispered around me, I nestled deeper into the blanket. The puppy settled beside me, the rhythm of his breathing lulling me toward sleep. I allowed myself to drift, visions of stars and beautiful sunsets filling my mind. I held on to the warmth of companionship tightly, a soft anchor in the embrace of night. "Good night, little one," I murmured, knowing that tomorrow awaited us with more adventures. In the cozy embrace of the couch, I surrendered to sleep, wrapped in comfort and tranquility. The day had been full, but this moment was a gift. Together, we welcomed the night, and as I drifted into dreams, I felt peace. The world could wait. For now, it was just the two of us in our little sanctuary at last at rest. I settled into a cozy spot on my patio, the night deepening around me. The stars began to twinkle, each one a tiny spark illuminating the dark canvas of the sky. I looked up, wondering how many stories these stars had witnessed over time. Their presence felt comforting, like old friends always there in the background. As I sat there, I reflected on my day. The unexpected visit from the lost puppy had turned into a day filled with joy. I grinned, remembering the way the puppy had pranced around the garden, its tail wagging uncontrollably. We had played catch and laughed together, only to find ourselves exhausted under the warm sun. My heart swelled with warmth. The simplicity of those moments settled over me like a soft blanket. I felt grateful, realizing how frequently I rushed through life, missing the treasures hidden in small moments. The gentle breeze swirled around, carrying the faint scent of the garden after the rain. It was refreshing in a way that felt alive. I took a deep breath, allowing the serenity of the night to fuel my reflection. Each inhale brought a sense of calm, each exhale releasing the tension from my mind. I had learned so much today. Life wasn't always about grand adventures. Sometimes it was in sharing laughter and fleeting connections with a playful puppy or cooking a simple meal. Looking at the stars again, I felt a deep sense of gratitude. It pervaded my heart, flowing through every fiber of my being. I thought of my home, the garden, and even the vibrant colors around me. They all reflected a life full of beauty and love, waiting for discovery. How many times had I overlooked them? Too many, I realized. The adventure of the day had sparked something within me. It wasn't just about a fleeting escape from routine. It was a gentle nudge, a reminder that I could remain anchored in my daily life while still finding joy. I could make space for little moments of mindfulness, moments that enriched my experience of the world around me. Inspired, I decided then and there to incorporate more mindful moments into my daily life. I would pause more often, take a moment to breathe, and appreciate the little joys that often went unnoticed. The laughter shared over dinner, the comforting embrace of a warm blanket, or the simple pleasure of a good book would no longer be overshadowed by hurried schedules. I built a mental list of what those moments might look like. Perhaps a leisurely stroll in the garden with my cup of tea, or taking a moment to savor every bite of my meals. Accessibility to joy seemed more feasible now, like the stars above blinking down, reminding me that the world was full of wonders waiting to be appreciated. As the cool night soothed the day's warmth, I felt a tender contentment wash over me. I repeated my intentions to myself softly, almost like a mantra. Each word echoed against the quiet night. Breathe, appreciate, slow down. I closed my eyes for a moment and let the sounds of the night surround me, embracing the stillness. The air turned crisp, and I wrapped my shawl tighter around my shoulders. I felt enveloped in the comforting embrace of my own